Hello again, the viewers of YouTube. Greetings to all. I had another dream, and this dream appeared in school, and it had four different classrooms I appeared in. The first classroom was full of gay men wearing wedding attire, and all of them had on white like wedding gowns, and they were sitting in the seats, and I was at the front of the classroom, thinking to myself, what the world is going on? And one guy stood up on a chair. He was saying something, but his voice was muted in a dream. I don't know what he was saying. Then the dream switched, and I was in another classroom. Had some people in there, and I was sitting in the front row. And then all of a sudden, this girl, she just out of the blue, just started crying and started like panicking and stuff. Was frantic, and I, I guess I knew her or something in a dream, and I was like, hey, what's wrong? She was like, no, 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 don't touch me, leave me alone. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was just crying, like hysterical, just out of the blue. Then the third classroom was I was standing up again. I was standing up again. I was in the second row, and in this class they were drawing like uh, pictures of like werewolves and stuff. I'm like, man, what the world is going on with these people, man? And it was black paper, but they were using like pastel colors, but the color, the werewolves had like a 3D effect to it, and they were sketching it on it and had like the blood on the claws and all of that. I'm like, man, whoa, what's wrong with these people? And they wanted me to draw something too, and I'm like, no, I ain't drawing no werewolf. And horror movies, side note, horror movies is a gateway for demons. I know. If you don't believe me, ask any of your friends to all that view this. When they watch horror movies, if they don't see shadows moving at the corner of their eye, and you be like, oh, what was that? It's a gateway for demons. But anyway, back to the dream, and then they handed me like a teal, bluish color paper, and it had like two circles on it, and it was like overlapping each other. It had like another drawing under the circle, but the color that they used was the actual same color as the paper, but I could see it. I guess it was like a little bit darker, the color that they used, and I'm like, what the world is this? I didn't understand that. And the fourth dream, well, right before the not fourth dream, but fourth classroom, right before the fourth classroom, I was like standing at the door of the school, and I was looking at like three paramedics. It was an ambulance outside. They wasn't in a rush or anything. I guess they was taking it as a class, and so then it switched to the fourth classroom. So I'm sitting in the front row. I'm the only one in the class, and the teacher, he's sitting in the chair slouched back like he can't believe it's only one person in the class. And he was like, you know what? Because you're the only person that came, since you're the only person to hear, you don't have to take it. I have no idea what he was talking about. I guess I would assume a test or a quiz or something. He said since I was the only person in the classroom, I didn't have to take it. And like a few minutes after that, the three people that I seen that was at the paramedics, they came in there and they sat in the classroom. No, I'll say it was like 5 rows, and I probably was like in the third row, and but they sat like in the fifth row, but they set up like front in the front. And next thing you know, I'm running to the school and with one of my brothers, and I'm like, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And my brother was like, Jesus. So I came outside, and these two white kids were like arguing about something. I said they were about like 8 or 9 years old. They didn't have no shirt on. They were sitting there arguing. Then they ran back and they ran inside the school. It was like sunset, and the clouds were like real low, you know, to the earth. I'll say it was like you know, like like in the woods, you know, like how tall the trees are, you know. I'll say it's about like that height. I mean, it was like right there, you know. And let's say if I had a trampoline or one of them big trampolines that was jumping on it, I could touch the clouds. That's how close it was to the earth. And and it was like sunset, and the clouds were like, they kept like coming close like this, and I'm sitting there looking. Then it was making like a circle, and I was like, what? And then my brother Otto, he said, Jesus, do it now. As soon as he said that, I kid you not, Jesus appeared in the air, up on the left, up in there on the right side. It was Jesus. YouTube viewers, it was Jesus. His face shone with bright light, power, and glory. He was walking on the clouds. He was walking on the air. It had like a like a shock wave. Get that ring circle that shoots out. Well, that's what happened. Like a white shock wave went out from him. I don't know what it meant, and I fell on my butt because I was like in shock. It's Jesus, and for a split second, I was like, is anybody else seeing this? Are we the only ones seeing this? You know, and then another second, I'm like, you know, is this the rapture? Am I going to get caught up? Then Jesus switched from the left side. He switched over to the right, but he was closer, but he was still up in the air in the clouds. And that shockwave came out again. And man, I started to lift off the ground slowly. And I woke up. I was like, man, oh, why did I wake up? You know? And I kid you not, viewers of YouTube, I woke up and I was laying in my bed like this. I felt such a warm presence in my spirit. I lie to you not, no man or woman, to all of you that are married, fiancés, boyfriend, girlfriends, you love your mothers and your fathers, only Jesus can give this kind of feeling. Only Jesus can. And man, I felt this feeling in my spirit. It was warm. It was a warm feeling, and I just laid there, and I was like, Jesus, Jesus, and I was just saying, Jesus, Jesus, and that feeling, man. Then I remember reading in the Bible, those who uh those who live by God's word and His commandments, you know, as best as they can, Jesus will manifest. Him and the Father will manifest themselves into you. So I'm glad I'm doing something right for to have seen Jesus. I'm like, man, it just had that bright light from it. He had on the white garment and he had his hands holding out. He was just walking. Man, oh man, I can't wait till Jesus come back. But I hope that brings some encouragement to those that view this video. And I still don't, understand what the classes, have to do with anything, but I'm glad that I was in class, means I'm learning, We're in a learning progress, right? We learn something new every day, and we have to learn more and more about Jesus as much as we can, get a relationship with him. And man, that feeling I felt, I'll never forget it. And I can't wait for it to become a reality, and I'm in my transformed body, reigning with Jesus. Yeah, my dad is already there. August 13th, he passed away last year of gastric cancer, and he's with the Lord. I know. And man, and then how I know he's with the Lord, because the Lord showed me. I kid you not, as God is my witness, coming from South Carolina when we had his funeral, I saw, I was on the highway. It was like, I'd say like 5 something in the morning, and I saw a clouded face in the sky. I lied to you not, God is my witness. I saw a clouded face, vivid, and it was smiling at me. I tapped my wife and I said, look.